Going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So before we begin with today's video, I want you guys to go ahead and check out the second channel. I uploaded the first gameplay of Outlast that we're going to be playing. Just gotta go fast. What is that noise? What is that happening? What's happening? Settle down! What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? There's nowhere to go! Oh, you're not done! Get juked, dude! Real quick, watch. I'm gonna show you a vanish step, noob. Perfect vanish! Ah! Don't worry, we're gonna see the entire series through, but you guys should go check it out. I don't play any horror games. I love horror movies and stuff, all things horror, but the games. So this is the first experience for me, and you guys get to see all my genuine reactions. Be sure to go check out the second channel. Go ahead and subscribe as well. Give me some feedback on anything that you think I need to improve on. Give me some suggestions on games you'd like to see. We're first going to be playing Outlast from beginning to end. I don't like to do multiple things at once. We're going to see it from beginning to end, and then we'll dive into what's next. So now that we're done that, let's jump into PvP. One of the teams that get requested the most is just running a full team of legendary finish units. So I decided why not jump into that. Let's go see how well this team can do. So here's the team we're going to be rocking. It's going to be the 3 legendary finish units, the Super Vegito, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and the Super Saiyan Gotenks. And then the bench was a little tricky. Now thankfully Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Gotenks buff one another because they're both on the Sun family and they're hybrids as well. But to make this all work with Super Vegito was a little challenging. Because Super Vegito is able to buff himself so well just by drawing cards, and his green card can, you know, buff up his defenses and whatnot, I decided that I primarily focus on buffing up the Sun family units. So Super Vegito, obviously I'm going to put the free-to-play Vegito on the bench because it's the best unit to accompany him. Going to use the support Vegeta because he buffs both purple and red units. And then we're going to have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan so that he can buff up the Sun family units to give him some more defenses because this team is a little glass cannon right now. Beauty of the team is that some of the passives from Goten work with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan just because they're both Sun family. Super Vegito and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, both their main abilities gives Ki in their ultimate ability, their ultimate attack, and all of them have an ultimate attack to dish out some crazy damage. So it can work because they're overwhelmingly strong units, but because the team on the bench, there's not that much synergy, it really is a glass cannon team. Sort of good at everything, but a master of none. They're not really, I don't know. It's a decent team. It's just a fun team to run, just a pure powerhouse. But anyways, let's go into PvP. Alright, here's the first match of the video against a Saiyan team, sort of. I see another example of a team that'll just work simply because you have some really strong units there. So it's a little bit tricky for me because oftentimes people like to run with Gogeta first, so I started out with the Gotenks at first. Now see, this is what I meant by the team is strong, but also, you know, glass cannon to use. The team has really good damage output. There's no denying that. They're Legends limited units. They have to be quite strong. Beers. But this team is really glass cannon. They're very susceptible to damage. So like a good team that's already well synergized, like the fusions, will that absolutely destroy the team because they're just well-rounded, much more tankier. So I have to take advantage of each one of their individual passives. So Gohan having his reduced damage when he swaps in, Vegito being able to take priority. I have to take full advantage of that right now. Now, it was probably a big mistake for me to even go for a blast card here. Like, I mean, I saw the dude wind up for something, and I think he popped his main ability, so I should have known that he was going to use Blast Armor or a Rising Rush. But this is just one of those matches where things off the bat go poorly for you. You don't gain priority properly. Your opponent uses Blast Armor. He gets a Rising Rush in 5 seconds, so it's your typical PvP match, but that doesn't mean we give up right away. You know, if it can happen to them, it can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So I lose Super Vegito, and that's okay. I still have 2 other powerhouses. My goal is to always keep Super Saiyan 2 Gohan alive at the end. He's the top dog. I need him to stay alive because he is the best last stand unit in the game. And you know what? Using this team, it made me realize something. So Super Vegito is very strong, as he should be. He's Legends limited, but I think he's not he's busted, but it's not really Super Vegito that makes the fusions a problem. It's all of them put together. So I was saying for quite some time that it's Super Vegito is absolutely busted, but what really sort of tips it off to the other side is the whole team together. The whole team just does everything. So Super Vegito by himself is very, very strong but manageable, but when he has all his dumb butt buddies together, that's when it becomes an issue. So a new perspective on this whole issue is it's not an individual unit, it's an entire team. It's the Fusion Warriors that are just way, way too strong when they're put together. Scatter them, they're not that bad. Put them together, they're an issue. Now, things are not looking good for me at all here, but this is where, like, people ask me what I think is the best unit in the game. I still think it's Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, 100%. And let this final bit show you why. Gohan's main ability will give him type neutrality for a while. He heals, does additional damage. When he's a last stand unit, he gains additional ki, takes less damage. He's 100% the best unit individually, 100%. His team is not the best, but as a last stand unit, he is the best. As a single individual unit, he's the best. And I'm willing to stand by that 100%. This should show you what I'm talking about. Gohan doesn't even have proper defenses. Gohan doesn't have proper anything. This team is not optimized, and Gohan is still just whooping everybody. So we're down to the last bit, and my brain is thinking I either get a Rising Rush here or I get the legendary finish, but look at this damage output. Gohan as the last guy just shredded this guy. So I figured, you know, in true legendary finish fashion for this team, I get a legendary finish for that clutch comeback. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is the best unit in the game by far, and I don't even think I'm willing to debate it 100%. Here's the second match of the video against another Fusion Warriors team. I find it funny how I face a lot of Fusion Warrior teams, but I don't see everyone have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks because a lot of people didn't feel he was worth summoning for. But why is it that when I use a team that's predominantly purple, I find all the people that are using this Gotenks? Everybody. I don't have good typing with this team. You know, Gogeta and Gotenks are a huge issue. But I'm telling you, this Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is quite a beast. I easily could have timed that. I feel like a lot of people are beginning to learn this whole time for the swap thing, and I knew it was coming, but you don't know who can do it and who can't. It's one of those things that you'll only be able to find out when the person does it for the first time. So I knew right away that I have to be careful with being able to swap out. Get my Rising Rush here. I wanted to switch into the Gotenks to gain some additional ki and hopefully another card, but all those buffs there. I made a bit of a mistake here. You shouldn't swap out to all your units like that, because now I have everyone on bench, and if he brings out his Gogeta, then my Gohan is screwed. I just wanted to get rid of the Gotenks because I'm sick of Feint. I faced enough teams that have taken advantage of Feint that I would much rather see him disappear than a Super Vegito, and I'm not even kidding. I'm so sick of Feint. So this is not looking good for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan because, I mean, this is not his best team, but big mistake from my opponent is giving me the opportunity to swap out because I'm saving him for the end. Does some crazy damage. Thankfully I have a green card and my main ability still, so I can heal up quite a bit. I didn't think... I couldn't tell from his gesture whether or not he's going to use a blue card or if he's going to use his key card there. I was just looking closely and I knew his hand was coming up, but I didn't know which one it was. And my opponent already used his Vanish and went for an attack, so I can dish out some crazy damage here. I was debating on switching out to Goten, but then using his, but I figured I already have Vegito here, I may as well just go for it. I couldn't use that additional key card there, I mean that blast card, because I didn't have enough ki. I did some quick maths, and I realized I wouldn't have enough. If I knew how to charge step, I would. So that's one of those moments where it really does make a minor difference. Get him with the shoulder tackle. Go in. I knew Gogeta was going to come out right away, so I was trying to buy time to see if it was actually going to happen. Pop the main ability for an extra card here. Unfortunately, because I don't have a Goku on this team, I don't get to take full advantage of this ability here, his ultimate attack, so I don't do that much damage. I could have went in for an attack there because he went one blast after another. Could have saved Vegito here, but I mean, he's done his purpose. There's no point in swapping out here. I believe my opponent still had a Rising Rush, so I was worried about that. I was thinking that he was going to do it right there, so I wanted to quickly shut him out in case. Going for the shoulder tackle, and then I knew his Rising Rush was going to come at some point, so here it comes out. I find it weird how the game sometimes orders priority, like the Rising Rush has greater priority over like a strike card, even though you have the timing. Like without a doubt, I had the strike card first, so if he used his strike card and I used mine, I would have gotten him first. It wouldn't have been a clash. That's just how well the timing was, but I find it weird how it gives Rising Rush these priorities. But big mistake by him to use the shoulder tackle. Now I have Goten here, blast up, increases blast damage. I see he's coming for the shoulder tackle, so I back up a bit, make him use the sidestep, and then we get another legendary finish. That's the one beauty of this team. No matter who you end with, you're gonna get a legendary finish, assuming you're careful. I mean, if you don't just chuck them all away. Bye bye, Gogeta. Now we're at the third and final match of the video. I was happy to see an Androids team. I feel like this team is starting to come up more. People are beginning to realize just how dominant they are. And interestingly enough, people have been running this team with movies units. So if you know what you're doing, you can make this team work with a bunch of other movie units, and it becomes very, very strong. It's actually going to be the next video. I hope you guys look forward to it, because there's this new team that people have been using with a bunch of different movie units and these androids, and it's dominant. It's crazy what kind of damage output you can do. And then there was another time my opponent waited for the Vegito to swap out. Couldn't really do it properly because you can't really notice it, but every so often in the match there are moments where there's some pretty bad lag that screws me over. You'll see it later on in the match. I was really hoping I can get my main ability quickly because I just wanted to use it to bait out somebody. Switch into the Gotenks. I was hoping it would swap in, it would force Cell to come out so I could use my Rising Rush on him or on someone and not be afraid, but I guess I got the timing off there. He can't, I don't think he can actually do that. Swap out main ability and use an ultimate, I don't think he can. See, this is what I mean by lag is coming through. Like I can't time my vanishes there or anything. So that kind of sucked. And then of course, good old Rising Rush. Honestly, my brain was like, why the hell did I choose this card? This dude changes blast to strike cards, but I mean I got it. This is one of those instances where I got super lucky. I didn't think it was gonna happen. Now I knew his Cell was probably not gonna come out, so went ahead to use the Rising Rush. I was certain he's probably saving it for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's ultimate attack. Or wait, no. I think it's because he was on the bench for a couple more timer counts, so I was safe. This dude got buffed so well. He's such a good unit now. The reduced key thing is such a big problem. It's so annoying to deal with. Things aren't looking good for me. My two purple units are not looking too healthy, and he has a very strong yellow unit there. I need to make sure that Gohan is kept safe. Not gonna get beat up by Android 14 there. Was really hoping this would be able to take him out, but unfortunately it's not enough. This guy is not only a crazy strike damage dealer, but he tanks quite well. And this is what I mean by it starts lagging a little bit. I should have got that clash. You see my matches. Every so often I get the clash in the weirdest situations. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The game's inconsistent. Big mistake by him to do that. I wouldn't have done. Actually, no, that is something I would have done. I would have just been like, oh, just take this. If I had a Rising Rush, that is. I don't think he had a Rising Rush, so. I know Super Vegito doesn't have type advantage, but the idea is to just dish out as much damage as I can. That blue card, I'm saving it for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for the right moment to use against him. And then that's where the lag's coming through. This was the opportunity. Quickly swap out. Get rid of Cell. That's what I was saving it for. And then things are looking good for me. Now, I don't know if he has another Rising Rush. Now, this is what I mean by lag. I try to backstep, float back to get away from the shoulder tackle because I saw it coming, but because it was lagging, I couldn't move. But I was worried that at this point he had another Rising Rush, so I'm keeping this Gohan in. I'm not swapping out just yet. I gotta play it safe. I gotta make sure, at the minimum, I make him use his Vanish with this unit. So there goes his Vanish. Things are looking good. It's okay if Gohan dies, so long as I'm able to gain priority. But I know that at this point he used all his cards and he has virtually no ki. This guy is good, but his ki restore is not that good. So, and then I can just go in with a strike card and take care of him. And that's the third and final match of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to peep the second channel. I'm going to be uploading another Outlast video probably sometime today. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, see you guys in the next one. Peace.